Hello, grade 8 students. This is day 18 of STP Mathematics 3A lesson series. We were discussing the unit test, and yesterday I discussed the first part of that. And today we are moving to the second part. So then we are going to discuss these questions. So these questions, please take the pink pen and ready to mark your answers. Right. So I'll take the first one. So then here is this. Right. The first one, you know that we want to find the LCM, and what we do, we get 3, 8, 24, and first we divide this by 2. 3 we write as it is. By now you know why we are writing it. If it is not divisible, we just write the number as it is. So then 2 times 12. Again, I can divide this by 2. So then 3, 2, 6. Again, I divide this by 2. 3, 1, 3. And then I divide this by 3, 1, 1, 1. So then how do you get the LCM of 3, 8, and 24? You multiply all the numbers 2 times, 2 times, 2 times 3. So then 2 times 2, 4, 4 times 2, 8, 8 times 3, 24. So then we will move to the part B. Part B, we do have 2, 3, 5. I divide this by 2, 1, 3, 5. I divide this by 3, 1, 1, 5. I divide this by 5, 1, 1, 1. So then how do you write that the LCM of 2, 3, 5? So that is 2 times 3 times 5, 2 times 3, 6, 6 times 5, 30. Check your answers. So then the question number 2, we want to write the reciprocal. And I told you that don't write, when you write 1 over 5 is equal to 5 over 1. So this is a wrong method of presenting this. So you just write that 1 over 5, the reciprocal, it is 5 over 1, right? So then the part B, they have given 1 over 2. First you want to convert this into the improper fraction, 3 over 2. So then how do you write the reciprocal? That is 2 over 3. Okay. Then we will move to the question number 3. I'm quickly moving the screen, children, but if you want to copy down anything, you know, you can pause the video and copy it down, right? And then the third one, part A, we have 3 over 5 multiplied by 1 over 4. So then here I write 3 over 5, 5 over 4. So then I can simplify these 5 times 1 and 5 times 1. So then what will be the answer? It is 3 over 4. Okay. So then the part B we have, so then 3 over 5 plus 1 over 4. So this is now the addition. So then 3 over 5 and 5 over 4. So then the LCM of 5 and 4, it is 20. Okay. So then I change the denominator. You just see the way I write the things, children. So 20, 20. 5, how can you convert into 20? 5 times 4. 4 times 3, 12. How can I convert 4 into 20? 4 times 5. 5 times 5, 25, right? So then here I have 20, then 12 plus 25, right? So then when I add them together, 25 and 12 together, it gives me 37, right? So by now you know how to convert the improper fraction into a mixed number. So 20 times 1 and 17 over 20. right? So I want to double check whether I have done it correctly, right? So always see that whether you have done correctly, children. Otherwise, that later you don't know that after submitting your answers to your teacher. No? So then the first you want to convert them into the improper fraction. So then it gives me, yes, 37 over 20. And yes, correct. This is correct. Okay. Then question number 4. 2 multiply by 7 over 10 and 1 over 3. So first I convert them into improper fraction. 7 over 10 plus 4 over 3. First I want to simplify this 5 times 1 and 5 times 2. Now you can understand the tricky way they have given, because that you feel like to cut 2 and 2 also. No, we are not doing like that. So 1 times 7, it is 7, 2 times 2, 4, and 4 over 3. And then we know LCM of 3 and 4 is 12. So then how I'm going to write it? So then here I write 12 and 12. 4 times 3, 12. 3 times 7, 21. 3 times 4, 12. 4 times 4, 16. So then you add them together. 21 and 16, you add them together, right? When you add 21 and 16 together, it is 37. Divide by 12. When you convert, it gives me 12 times 3, 36. 1 over 12, right? So again, that you quickly double check whether you have done it correctly, right? So first we want to convert into the improper fractions, right? Whenever you have the mixed numbers, you want to convert it into improper fractions, right? And here that we do have 2 mixed numbers, right? So then I converted them into improper fractions. So then my final answer, yeah, that is correct. So then we will go to question number 5. Question number 5, what we have, the part A, 2.5 subtract 1.05. Okay, so 2.5 subtract 1.05. So then what I do, I write 2.5 here and 1.05 here, and that you just see how I wrote the decimal places and the digits, right? The first 2.5, it is with 1 decimal place, but 1.05, it is with the 2 decimal places, and see how I have placed each and every digit, and that I want to subtract this. If need, you can fill this blank with a 0. So then 10 minus 5, it is 5, and here it is 4. And here it is 1, right? So then from 2.5, when you deduct 1.05, it gives me 1.45. And here I write 1.45. Okay. Then part B, I have the same 2.5. I multiply by 1.05. Can you remember here that we had 2 methods? So then the first method I'm going to use here. Then 2.5 means 25 over 10. And 1.05 means 105 over 100. Okay. So then here I do the multiplication 105. I multiply by 25. Okay. So that is 525, 210. So now I'm not discussing all these steps, children. You are in grade 8, right? So then you know what I'm doing here. Right, it's like this. So 25, when you multiply by 105, it gives me 2,625. And I want to divide it by 1000 because 10 times 100. So then my answer will be 2.625. That is one method. The other method is what, children? You forget about the decimals and you just multiply 105 by 25, right? So then it gives me the answer here, 525 and 210, altogether 2625. No? If you multiply 105 by 25, it gives me the answer 2625. But here it is not the 2.5 or 1.05. So we want to consider the decimal places after getting this answer. Here you can see that one decimal place. Here you can see two decimal places. Therefore, that this answer should be with three decimal places. Therefore, it should be like this. You can see that you get the same answer here. Right? Whatever the method, you get the same answer. So then we will move to the part C. Part C, we have the division 1.05, the other way around. 1.05 divide by 2.5. What I do, first I write this as a fraction. It's easier for me to deal with the decimals like this. Now in the denominator, I have the decimal, children. I have told you when you have the decimals in the denominator like this, I should eliminate it. Here I multiply by 10. Why 10? Because in the denominator I have a decimal number with one decimal place. Therefore, I just multiply it by 10. It gives me 10.5 divided by 25. Okay. So 10.5 divided by 25. So then here 105. Right? 105 you divide by 25. 25 times 4, 100 and 5 remainder. You take the 0 and put the decimal. So 25 times 2, 50 and 0. Children, you get the answer 4.2 when you divide 105 by 25. But here I don't have 105. Instead, I have 10.5. So then there should be one more decimal. My final answer will be 0.42. Hope it is clear. First, what I did, I wrote it as a fraction. So then I realized that I have a decimal number in the denominator. Then what I did, I multiplied it by 10 to eliminate or remove the decimal state. So then I want to do the same thing to the same treatment to the numerator also. Then 1.05 become 10.5. Now I want to divide 10.5 by 25. When I'm having a division like this, where the numerator is a decimal and the denominator is a whole number, for the time being, I forget about the decimals and I just divide 105 by 25. It gives me 4.2. If I divide 105 by 25, I get 4.2. So for the 10.5, I should consider another decimal place and that becomes 0.42, right? Hope it is clear. So then the next one, something like this, question number 6. Question number 6, that part A, we have 1/2 to the power 2. Okay, so then 1/2 multiplied by 1/2 and 1/4. Right, so then the second one, and 1/2 to the power 0. I told you, don't worry about the base. If they have given the index 0, always my answer will be 1. Okay. And part C, that we have negative index 1/2 to the power -2. To convert this negative index into positive index, that becomes 2/1 to the power 2. What does this mean? That we can just multiply 2 times. Then the final answer will be 4/1. And the answer is 4. Okay. Then we will move to question number 7. Right, we have the whole number 570,000 and 570,000.0. right? So then here I have 5.7, the decimal is bigger. So 5.7, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. How many steps I came? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And no point of keeping this much of zeros at the end. Therefore, I just write 5.7 multiplied by 10 to the power of 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, it is 10 to the power of 5. And let's say we have a decimal number 0.057 like this. Here that you don't want to find the decimal point and 0 because already it is there. Now my concern is how I can convert this number into a number between 1 and 10. So then this becomes 5.7. How many steps I should move? 1, 2, but to the right side that becomes negative 2. Okay. So then the question number 8, that I think it's better to go to this one. A box contains 450 tacks to the nearest 10. If they are talking about nearest 10 children, what should I do? That I mark this one. And I told you that if that is nearest 10, and I take it and divide by 2. So then it is 5. And then after correcting it to the nearest 10, the answer is 450. No? Can you remember what I did? So then I deduct 5 here and I add 5 here. So then what will be my answer? 445. And what will be my answer here? 455. And then find the range, right? Range of what? The box contain 450 tags. So then here you can use any symbol. Here I use T for tag, right? So then here it can be 445 or more than that, but definitely it should be less than 455. Shall I show you that how it works, children? Now you just imagine that you have 444 here, right? Let's say that you have 444 tags. So when I correct this to the nearest 10, so this is the tens place, no? And I look at the next number, I can correct this to the nearest 10, that becomes 440, not 450. That means to get the answer 450, the lowest possible number is 445. If you take 444, this clearly shows you when you correct it to the nearest 10, that gives me 440, not 450. But if you take 450, what happened? 45? Now you just look at this one. That comes to 450 because 10's place is 4. And when I look at the next number, it is 5. When the next number is 5 or more than 5, we need to add 1 to where we need to add 1 to the underlying number. So underline 4 become 5. My final answer is 450. So that means to get the answer 450 to the nearest 10, the lowest possible value will be 445. On the other hand, if you have 455, now what happened? You get the tens place and look at this one. So then that becomes 460, right? Hope you can understand. So that is why I wrote that it should be less than 455. It is not equal to 455. If it is equal to 455, it correct to the nearest 10, that means it becomes 460. Hope it is clear. So this is how you want to show your workings in the exam. So then final answer, always the final answer, you can use a different color. Here I just took pink color, but you are not allowed to use the pink color, children. You can just take the black color and show you. So this is your final answer, right? I use the black color for the explanation now, but you can take the black color pen and box it and show this is the range, because they have asked us to find the range in which the actual number of tags lies. Then we will move to the next one. To fit properly, the diameter of a bicycle tire has to be 0.75 correct to 2 decimal places. Children, look at this carefully. That earlier one, they have told to the nearest 10, no? I wrote 10 and divide by 2. Now this time they are telling that to the nearest 2 decimal places. So if you can remember 0.01, I write it with 2 decimal places and I divide this by 2, right? That anyhow, whatever it is, you divide this by 2, it gives me the answer 0.05. No, 005. 005, right? Okay. So then what they are talking about, the diameter. So then the diameter they are talking about, it is in meters. So that is, I'll write it, the straight away answer, diameter, it is 0.75 meters. Correct to what? Corrected to 2 decimal places. So then what I do, I take the minus 0.005 and plus 0.005, right? So from 0.75 children, when you deduct 0.005, my answer will be 0.745. 0.745. Okay. And here what happened? 0.755. And then the diameter should be, either it should be equal or more than 0.745 meters. Children, keep this in your mind always. You want to use the units if they have used it, and this should be less than 0.755 meters, right? Now you just, this is the additional explanation, right? And I will show my answer here. Right? So this is my final answer. And then I will show you the explanation. If you just take that 0.745 and you correct it to the second decimal place, 744, right? 744, and you correct it to the second decimal place, what will be my answer? It is 0.74, not 0.75. And here what happened that we look at the second decimal place and check the next number. So that becomes 0.76. Okay, 0.76. So then it is not 0.75. That is why I didn't consider 0.755. Whatever the diameter value we are considering to get the answer 0.75, it should be less than 0.755. Okay, right. We'll move to the last question. I buy 10 balls of wool, each one which weigh 50 grams to the nearest gram, children. So if it is to the nearest gram, so that means what? The nearest unit, right? To the nearest gram. The nearest gram means that the 1 gram, right? So then the 1 I divide by 2, it should be 0.5 gram. Now, what is the answer they have got after correcting it? That 50 grams. No? So then it is the weight. So then weight here it is 50 grams. So then it's very simple that I take the range. So here it is 0.5 minus and 0.5 addition. So then what will be my answer? That is 49.5 grams. And here it is 50.5 grams. Now I will show you if it is 49.4, then when you correct it to the nearest unit, so then that becomes 49 grams, right? Not 50. And this one you can see here that becomes 51 grams. Therefore, the range will be, it should be either 49.5 gram or more than that, or it should be less than 51 gram. This is my answer. But if you have written this answer, you don't get the marks. Why is that? Did you read the question carefully? What is the range in which the weight of the 10 such balls? 10 such balls. So then this should be the final answer, that you have 49.5, and when you multiply it by 10, that becomes 495 grams or more than that, and it should be 510 grams. So then my final answer should be like this, right? But here you want to explain. So this is for 10 whole balls, right? Because it is not for one ball. The range is for 10 whole ball. Now you just balls. So you just see, children. So then this is your complete answer, right? When you have such a question, this is how you want to show the steps. No one can say that your answer is wrong. So this is how you want to do. Okay, children. So that is the end of unit 1. The next day, I will start from the next the chapter according to your scheme of work. I will select that what is the next chapter we want to do, and I'll start from there. Now, by now, you should have a clear idea that what are the things you want to do and what are the areas you want to be thorough, right? So then we did the making sure of arithmetic. Then we want to do the unit 2, equations, inequalities, and formulas. Before your formative assessment, so we want to do chapter 2 and chapter 6. Yeah, chapter 2, chapter 6, and chapter 21. Before your the formative assessment, it will be the end of October, similar to the October monthly test you had those days. Your formative assessment will be in October, the end of the October. So before that, we want to complete chapter 2, chapter 21, and chapter 6. Okay, so we'll meet again the next day. Till then, stay safe. Bye.